So we got a pretty big day ahead of us. I'm really excited. I'm gonna give you guys some behind the scene tours of both of our properties up in the Pocono Mountains, and I'm also going to show you some of the properties that I'm showing a buyer. So this is going to be a first vlog type video all about the Pocono Mountains. Super excited. Let's go head on out. First stop today, we are at Talamessing Trails, which is the HOA community that we own our 2 short-term rentals in, and I actually have to pick up our guest packet. And I don't normally do this. We have a cleaner who does it, but she just had a baby. So I'm gonna be up here. I told her, you know, I definitely don't mind picking it up. And there's a few other things that I have to do at the properties, but getting the guest packet for our guest that's checking in today at 3 p.m. first stop for today. Just picked up the guest packet, and it's so funny because like every time I go in to it's called the TP. Every time I go into the TP, it's like the community, well, not the community center, but it's where you get all your registrations and all that good stuff and the guest packets. But every time I go in there, I'm always like still so nervous. And we've owned in here for 1.5 years, and we use the property as well. So it's not like we just rent it out. We actually come up here, we enjoy it, we love it, and we use it. But I just always get so nervous because of all the things that I've heard from people who had bad interactions with the women who work there, and they're so nice. They're so nice, and they're always helpful. But one thing you have to realize, when you own a short-term rental in an HOA, there are a lot of rules and regulations that you have to follow. You know, each HOA is different, but you have to be on top of your game, and you have to be, you know, I mean, you should just always be kind to people, but it doesn't help when you fight with people. You know, it doesn't help at all. So I still get a little nervous when I go in there, but they're extremely nice, and they're always helpful. And you know, as long as you own in an HOA and you follow the rules and you do everything to the best of your ability, you're going to be in good shape. And I know there's a lot of negative, you know, perspectives about owning an HOA, you know, and honestly, sometimes I wish I didn't, but it is what it is, and we do well, so I can't complain too much. So we got a quick stop here at the Keats Retreat. That is the first property that we bought back in September of 21. This property actually does significantly better than our other property, and I keep like, I don't know why, right? I think I know why. I make a lot of guesses around why, but I do really like this property, and this is the one that we started our journey with, and just got to pick up some batteries actually. But I want to give you a behind the scenes look at some stuff. Actually had to come up here and replace this carpet because our other one that was here was just all jacked up, but I think it looks really nice. Really happy with how it looks and how it came out. But here are some of the things that you find out when you come up here. You got a broken socket there, and then you see that, you know, sometimes your cleaners are just so busy that they fail to see it, and they're just turning over so many different properties. I like to check the quality of the cleaning work, and everything looks really good. Ooh, very nice. So one of the things that we like to do is leave bottles of wine for our guest. We have 3 bottles for the next 3 guests. And actually had to get some more linens because people somehow destroy them. And we also have our golf cart cover, which the last one somebody stole in the neighborhood, which is pretty odd. That normally never happens. I always notice something weird when I come up here and check, but who does this? That's the back of the couch cushion, man. Come on. This is one of the reasons why I love coming up here. Hey dear. Super friendly. All over the place. Hey dudes. Hey. We made it stop number 2, which is our second property, which is about half a mile away, Rocking Horse Retreat. And there was an issue with the lock, so we just installed this lock maybe 6 months ago, and for some reason people are having an issue with it. So let's see what's going on. That is so weird. I laugh, but it really makes me angry because people are telling me that there's an issue with it and that they can't get in. And I literally come up and I put the dang code in and it opens right away. So I don't know, sometimes you just gotta come up and check out things for yourself to see what the case really is. So since my houses aren't kids, I can say this, but this is my favorite property of the 2. I love the Rocking Horse Retreat. It's a chalet, it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, just over 1,600 square feet. And it's just so open. That's why I really love it here, because you just feel like you're in, and this house was built in 2016, so it's a newer property. You know, it has the vaulted ceilings, the ceiling fans, open living space. So you have the living room, dining room, the fireplace. You know, when you're here in the summer, or I'm sorry, when you're here in the winter, you have the fireplace on, you're watching the TV, kitchen's nice, spacious. You have a bedroom on the main floor. So if you have older parents or guests staying with you and you need first floor, this is why I just love this property. You got the master suite. And to me, this is the better property of the 2, but you know, for some reason we have the issue with our other property where it's just not renting as much right now. So, you know, I don't know. The short-term rental market is interesting, especially up here in the Pocono Mountains. It has definitely slowed down a bit. I will say that. So it is a buyer's market up here in the Poconos. And it's funny, or it's interesting, or it's annoying, depending on how you look at it. But in my main market in Chester County, it's a super strong seller's market. Super strong seller's market. But here it's much different. It's a buyer's market. I'm seeing most properties on the market for at least 30 days, at least. But back home in Chester County, they're selling in 1 or 2 days again for multiple offers, significantly over asking price. So many of my agents recently have told me stories where they've sold their properties for $25,000, $30,000, $50,000 over asking price again, right? And that kind of stopped for a little bit, but now it's coming back. But up here in the Poconos, completely different story. There's a lot of inventory, So it is definitely a good time to buy, but you just have to be very strategic about what you're doing as far as if you're buying it as a short-term rental or just a second home. If you're buying it as a second home, that's awesome, right? Because then you can find a really nice property. Prices are coming down a little bit, which is good. And if you're buying it for a short-term rental, you can be successful. You just really have to set the house up to be what people want to vacation in, you know, and I can definitely share more about that. But heading out now, going to my favorite place to eat around here, which is Pocono Organics, and then I'm heading out to showing number 1. Just leaving the first showing of the day, and unfortunately, I was 20 minutes late. So I didn't get any good footage of this property, and it was beautiful. Lakefront, 4,000 square feet, just completely well kept, and it was just a really nice house overall. And it's nice to be in properties that are well taken care of. One thing about owning in the Poconos, you have to be okay with the weather. So in the winter, it gets really cold up here and it snows a lot and it's really icy today. Very icy today. So be careful up there, guys. When you own in the Poconos, just know you're gonna be dealing with icy and snowy weather during the winter. Just finishing up a very eventful and productive day in the Pocono Mountains. Saw 3 homes with new clients who are looking to again purchase a second home. Seems like there's some interest there. And if you're interested in buying a second home, buying a short-term rental, buying in the Pocono Mountains, then let's chat, right? It's a really great area. One of the best things that I love about it is the fact that my family gets to enjoy the properties as well, right? I get to raise my girls coming up to the mountains every so often, actually multiple weeks out of the year, which is really great. And I just think it's a fantastic place to own a property, either as an investment or a second home. So let's chat. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have an awesome day.